Welcome to Weird History Side. Today we're exploring a lesser-known conflict that's been simmering for decades in the heart of South America. The Amazon island dispute between Peru and Colombia has recently reignited, threatening to destabilize the region. So, grab your virtual passport, and let's embark on a journey to understand this complex issue. Nestled in the Amazon River, a small island has become the center of a heated debate between two neighboring countries. This dispute dates back to the early 20th century, when the borders between Peru and Colombia were first established. The island, known as Isla Santa Rosa to Peruvians, is the center of a rising conflict between both countries. The roots of this conflict can be traced to the 1922 Salomon-Lozano Treaty, which aimed to settle the border between the two nations. However, the treaty's ambiguous wording regarding the island's ownership has led to decades of disagreement. Both countries have interpreted the treaty in their favor, leading to a stalemate that has lasted for nearly a century. As tensions rise, both Peru and Colombia have been presenting their legal arguments to support their claims. Peru argues that the island falls within its territory based on the principle of uti possidetis juris, which states that newly independent states should have the same borders as their preceding dependent area. They claim that historical maps and documents support their position. On the other hand, Colombia contends that the island has been under its effective control for decades, citing the principle of effective occupation. They argue that they have been administering the island, providing services to its inhabitants, and exercising sovereignty over it for years. The legal battle has been fierce, with both sides presenting their cases to international bodies. The International Court of Justice has been called upon to mediate, but a final resolution remains elusive. As the dispute drags on, the risk of escalation grows, and the international community watches with bated breath. Actually, there have been reports of increased military activity in the region. Peru has been conducting naval exercises near the disputed area, while Colombia has reinforced its presence around the island. Both countries claim these actions are routine, but observers worry that a miscalculation could lead to a dangerous confrontation. Military analysts have noted that both nations have been modernizing their armed forces, with a particular focus on their naval and riverine capabilities. This arms race has raised concerns among neighboring countries and international peacekeeping organizations. The question of who has the stronger legal claim remains hotly debated. International law experts are divided, with some favoring Peru's historical arguments, while others lean towards Colombia's claim of effective control. The complexity of the issue is compounded by the unique geography of the Amazon region and the challenges of defining borders in such a dynamic environment. Some legal scholars argue that the principle of uti possidetis juris should take precedence, supporting Peru's claim. They point to similar cases in Africa and Asia, where colonial-era borders were upheld to maintain regional stability. However, others contend that Colombia's long-standing administration of the island carries more weight in modern international law. The potential repercussions of this dispute extend far beyond the borders of Peru and Colombia. A military conflict, however unlikely, could have devastating consequences for the delicate Amazon ecosystem. The region is already under threat from deforestation and climate change, and any armed confrontation could exacerbate these environmental challenges. Moreover, the economic implications are significant. The Amazon is rich in natural resources, including oil, minerals, and biodiversity. A conflict could disrupt trade routes and impact global supply chains, particularly for rare earth elements and pharmaceutical precursors derived from Amazonian plants. The diplomatic fallout could also be severe. Other South American nations may feel compelled to take sides, potentially fracturing regional alliances and cooperation. Organizations like UNASUR and Mercosur, which have worked to promote peace and economic integration in South America, could find their efforts undermined. There's also the risk of setting a dangerous precedent. If this dispute escalates, It could embolden other nations with territorial grievances to pursue more aggressive tactics. This could lead to a domino effect of border conflicts across the continent and beyond. However, it's not all doom and gloom. The Amazon island dispute also presents an opportunity for diplomatic innovation. Some experts have proposed novel solutions, such as establishing a jointly administered nature reserve or creating a special economic zone that benefits both countries. These creative approaches could serve as a model for resolving similar disputes around the world. By focusing on shared interests rather than competing claims, Peru and Colombia have the chance to turn this potential flashpoint into a beacon of cooperation. As we conclude our exploration of the Amazon island dispute, it's clear that the situation remains delicate. The coming months will be crucial in determining whether diplomacy prevails or if tensions escalate further. The international community must remain vigilant and supportive of peaceful resolution efforts. Keep questioning, keep learning, and keep striving for a more peaceful world. We'll be bringing you regular updates and in-depth analyses of this and other geopolitical hotspots around the globe. Remember, understanding these complex issues is the first step towards fostering peace and stability in our interconnected world. So, share this video with friends and family who might be interested in learning more about the Amazon island dispute and its global implications. If you enjoyed this journey through history, hit that like button to let us know you want more stories like this. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you'll never miss our next adventure. Thank you for watching.